Hi everyone, today we're going to be talking about those luxury makeup and skincare products that I feel are worth that little bit extra. I've bought a lot of high-end products in my time. Some of them have been mediocre, so I've weeded out the bad and the mediocre and collated a list of 10 products that I feel are absolutely superb. Love them. So if you like to treat yourself every once in a while, or if you buy a lot of luxury products usually anyway, these are the products that I feel are worth the extra splurge. If you're new here, hi, my name's Gemma. I upload lots of beauty content on this channel, so if you are enjoying what you're watching at any point during this video, I'd love it if you come and join the family by clicking on the like button, the subscribe button, and that notification bell. If you are a returning viewer, welcome back. This video is part sponsored by Zip today, so I'd just like to take this opportunity to thank Zip for supporting my channel in that way. Let's get on with it. While we're talking about Zip, let's talk about the finer details, because the Zip Halo device is definitely one of those products that I feel is worth the extra investment. It is superb. I have one, my mum has one, and although I'm not going to lie to you and say that we bought these with our own money, we didn't. We got these in PR. This is one of those products that if I lost everything in my makeup and skincare collection, this is one of the purchases that I would make first, because I have to have this in my life. It is that good. If you're worried about sagging skin, if you've hit that age, and that age is completely different for everybody, where everything starts to go south a little bit, then this is definitely one of the devices that I would recommend to you, because this is excellent at lifting, at sculpting, at tightening, at brightening. It is very, very good at what it does, and you can choose to spend as little time or as long a time as you want on the treatments every single day. So the Zip Halo uses both microcurrent and nanocurrent technology. The microcurrent is going to give you that immediate lifted, sculpted look, whereas the nanocurrent is going to give you longer term benefits with continued use. So much tighter skin, brighter skin, glowier skin, just more youthful skin in general. The lifting, sculpting and tightening are definitely those benefits that my mum and I enjoy the most. We actually wake up in the morning and look forward to using this device, which I think is key to consistency. This comes with an app, loads of different treatments to do on the app, so you'll never get bored. Treatments from targeted treatments, full-on facials, or treatment plans. Now the treatment plans will tell you when to do a treatment, what treatment to do, and what days to have off, which is great if you're a beginner, if you're just starting out with the device. But I absolutely love it. Definitely think it's worth the splurge. If you do want to invest in one, I do have an offer code for you, which is GEMMAZIP. That will get you 10% off not only the device itself, but also all of the gels that come with it. So if you've already got the device and just want some extra gels, that code will also give you 10% off the gels as well. Next up, we've got a newbie. This is from Hourglass, and it's the Unreal Liquid Blush. This has knocked my socks off. I am head over heels in love with this stuff. It is divine. So, very, very liquidy. The container, the packaging is beautiful, very easy to use. I see a lot of people turn this upside down, and it does have a little pourer on the end there. I see a lot of people turn it upside down and try and shake the drops out. That's not what it's supposed to do. It does have a little pressure button on the bottom of the packaging. All you need to do is turn it upside down, press the little button, and one drop will dispense. It is as simple as that. So you don't need to be shaking this up and down. Not necessary. Very easy to get the product out. It's just, I don't think some people have realized that just yet. Anyway, I love this. It does remind me a little bit of the Daniel Sadler blushes, in the sense that this is incredibly liquidy and also has a little bit of an oily slip, which allows the product to be buffed into the skin effortlessly. This is more pigmented than the Daniel Sadler blushes. However, I don't think that is a bad thing or a good thing. I think both of these are great products in their own right. I do prefer the Hourglass one though, because I think the shade range is slightly better. This comes in 7 different shades. There's something in there for everybody. And yeah, there's warm tones, there's cool tones. So take your pick. I have the shade Future, which is a warm coral, and I have it on today. I just think it is gorgeous. That oily slip just gives me that glow from within sheen on the surface of the skin. It is not a dewiness that looks wet. It is not a dewiness that looks sweaty. It is just the right amount of shine, and I adore it. Next up, we've got the Victoria Beckham contour styluses. These have changed my world when it comes to makeup. Honestly, they are so, so good. I was a little bit disappointed when I first bought them because I thought they were going to be too small, when actually these are the perfect contour product to do nose contour, to do cheek contour, to do jaw contour. You can be super, super precise with this. And actually, having used them, I've realized I was using way too much contour previously, and a little goes a very, very long way. So these are creamy and soft and very easy to use. I have two shades. I have the shade Travertine and the shade Marble. So Travertine I tend to use in the winter months, and Marble I have on today. It is the creamiest consistency, but it's not the sort of creamy consistency where it looks oily on the skin or it's too hydrating or nourishing that it just falls away throughout the day. It's just perfect. These are also incredibly good on the go, so you can apply these straight from the stick to the skin and then use your fingers to blend these out. They blend out that well, and actually that's how Victoria Beckham uses them. I tend to buff mine out with a brush, but you can do it either way. Next up, we've got a product that I talk about a lot, so I'm going to keep this short. This is the Dr. Sam's Flawless Moisturizer Intense. It is a moisturizer, but it is so much more than a moisturizer. This is the best moisturizer I have ever had on my skin, and I have tried a lot of moisturizers out in my time. This has innovative ingredients that is not only going to care for the skin barrier, really calm the skin, nourish the skin, hydrate the skin, but it also has sunflower shoot extract in there, which has the ability to boost NAD+ levels within the skin. That NAD+ has the ability to fill the petrol tank of the skin cells, which then give them the energy that they need to do all the good stuff like build collagen, build elastin, and repair skin damage. So it's absolutely amazing stuff, and it is super, super moisturizing, which is exactly what my skin needs. Now, I'm not going to pretend that this moisturizer is going to be for everybody, because it's just not. I mean, that product that suits everyone's skin type just doesn't exist, but it definitely does suit my skin. My skin is so much better for using this, and I can definitely tell when I haven't used it. So I will continue to use this. This is a long-term moisturizer for me. I will not be putting this down anytime soon. Moving on to the L'Oreal Metal Detox Concentrated Leave-In Oil. This stuff is the thing of dreams for dry, damaged, or brittle hair. Honestly, if you have really limp, lifeless hair like me, and you've always been worried about using a leave-in oil because you think it will weight your hair down and make it look even flatter than it already is, do not worry with this. This stuff is just gorgeous. It smells beautiful, but it's lightweight, and it does the job. I just love it. I use this every single time I wash my hair. I use it as my heat protectant as well as my treatment, and I absolutely swear by it. So I'm on my second product, and I'm coming to the end of this one, so I do need to get another one. One pump of this is all I need for my entire head of hair, and my hair's getting a lot longer now. I do use the full pump. When my hair was a lot shorter, I used to use less, but again, if your hair is longer, you're going to need more. I apply this all the way through, starting from the ends and finishing at the root of my hair, because once again, I not only use this as my treatment, but I also use this as my heat protectant as well. So we get a lot of metal buildup in our hair from the water, from our surroundings, and that metal clings to each individual hair strand, making each hair strand very, very brittle. So as we brush it, as we style it, the hair can break. This removes all of the copper buildup in the hair strands, making it far more supple, far more shiny, far, far softer. And honestly, my hair is so soft, I could just sit here playing with it all day, but you know, that wouldn't be good. It wouldn't be conducive to getting any work done whatsoever now, would it? So I'm going to put this down now, but it is such a great product and it's multi-products in one. So I think although I'm saying this is worth the extra money, actually it's a steal because you're getting multiple things for the cash you're outlaying. The Dior Forever Glow Star Filter in the shade 2 is an absolute must for me, in my opinion. This is the best illuminating skin perfector there is on the market, and I've tried a lot of skin perfectors, all of them very glowy, some of them a little too metallic, some of them just like, whoa, the glow. This is the right amount of glow for me. It is also lightweight. There is not a hint of heaviness to this whatsoever. It just perfects my skin. It gives me that glow whilst also airbrushing out my imperfections. Not 100%, but it really does perfect my skin and help to airbrush everything I just don't want seen out. So yeah, I think this is a way classier version of the Hollywood Flawless Filter from Charlotte Tilbury. I also think this is a lighter version. It's easier to apply. I just think it is superb on so many levels and it's just lovely. Really, really lovely. Definitely worth the extra. If you were thinking about buying the Hollywood Flawless Filter, I would urge you to go and get a sample of this and try this out. Get a sample of them both and see which one works for you best because I like this one better. I have a new must-have primer in my life and it comes from Rare Beauty. This is the Always an Optimist Pore Diffusing Primer. Now, I have an oily T-zone and I also have dry flaky patches on my skin because my skin loves to taunt me on a daily basis. So because I have two very opposite skin types on the same face, I've always had to use two different primers because I really want my skin to be airbrushed and smooth for the rest of my products to sit on top, but very rarely have I been able to find a primer that will do that and not dry out my drier areas even more. So that was until I found this particular primer because this, again, multi-purpose. I can use this on my oily T-zone to really airbrush and smooth, and I can also use this on my drier areas as well. This is a really lightweight formula. It's a non-drying formula, so I feel like I can use this every single day if I choose and put this absolutely everywhere. The smoothness that this gives is unreal. It creates the most beautiful base for the rest of your products, and my skin, my large pores especially, look non-existent. It's just beautiful. It's a lovely, lovely product. So if you have been searching, if you have skin like mine, try and get a sample of this because I was wowed. Massively wowed. I have this on today. I do have a little bit of dryness around this area. You would not know. My makeup is sat beautifully on the top of it, and my larger pores, you can still see pores there. I mean, it's not going to airbrush out everything, but they look a lot less noticeable than they have done previously before I started using this primer. Love it. Definitely worth the extra. If you have come into contact with me over the last month or so, I have probably bombarded you with how much I love this pressed powder. I'm so sorry about that. My life is becoming incredibly dull and I have very little to talk about. I love this. I really, really love this. Like I said, talk about it to absolutely everybody. This is the Laura Mercier Translucent Pressed Setting Powder. It is really, really blurry. reassuring, very smoothing. It is not one of those powders that sends me cakey, that looks heavy on my skin. It's just skin perfecting. It really is lightweight. I wasn't using the powder puff at first for application, but actually the size of this powder puff is so useful, especially if you're on the go. So just press the powder puff into the product and dab into the skin. Let's just do here. That's a little shiny at the moment. Look how airbrushing that is. It's just superb. It is absolutely phenomenal at what it does, and yet you don't see powder on the surface of my skin. It is invisible. Extremely impressive. Like I said, great for on the go, very travel friendly. It's got a mirror in there. Looks a little bit yellow, but it doesn't come off yellow on the skin. At least that is in my experience. And this is fine enough so that I can set my under eyes with it. When we went on a recent hotel stay, I took this with me. I didn't take any other powder with me whatsoever, and I set my under eyes with this, had no issues whatsoever. Again, no heaviness, no cakiness, no creasing. It was just superb. Now, I need to mention the Givenchy Prism Libre powder, because I also rave about this powder, and I can't shut the lid. Why can't I shut the lid? I have used this today. Use this all the time. I think it is fantastic. However, this isn't as good at being a setting powder. I think this is great at being a finishing powder. So if you want to blur the edges of things, if you want to buff things out, this doesn't hold my oils at bay like the Laura Mercier. Now, it's not going to hold all of the oils at bay from my oily T-zone. If it was that sort of product, it would probably dry out my skin at the same time, and I do not want that. So I haven't really ventured into those sorts of powders that just completely and utterly suck everything from the skin. This is a happy medium, so this is going to keep my oils at bay, and every time I need a little bit of a top up, it is there by my side to do the job. Not so long ago, I did an updated favorites video. If you haven't seen that already, I'll link that up here, but during that video, I couldn't pick a favorite foundation because I've been trying out so many different foundations, honestly. My head was so mashed at the time, and there were so many good things about so many of the foundations I just couldn't pick. I have had time to reflect, and I can safely say now that my new favourite foundation is the Louboutin foundation. I really, really like this. This is one of those foundations that doesn't let you down. It is a natural matte. It's a luminous matte. So although it's going to have the longevity of a matte, this one doesn't have the flatness that some matte foundations can give you. It has life to this foundation. It gives your skin life. One pump is definitely enough of this. You don't need any more. One pump will do my entire face and come down the neck to just blend everything seamlessly together. The shade that I've gone for is 10N, which I can definitely get away with. It is beautiful. It's transfer resistant to a point. Obviously, if you're going to rub a white tissue all over your face, some of this is going to come off, but transfer resistant to a point, and it lasts a really long amount of time. I've had over 12 hours wear out of this, and it still looks superb. Totally passable. A little bit shinier than it was when I first applied it, but you know, what foundation isn't after that length of time? So absolutely love this. It's matte, so it's airbrushing. It's very smoothing on the skin, but it does have that slight bit of luminosity to allow your skin to still look like skin. This isn't heavy. It doesn't go cakey on me throughout the day. It doesn't settle in any dryness, fine lines, or pores. I just love everything about it. It's stunning. And finally, we've got the Lisa Eldridge Balm Embrace Melting Lip Colour. I have this in 2 different shades, Epinouille and Meet Cute. Meet Cute is definitely my favourite. It's the one I have on today. There is only one thing wrong about this lipstick, and that is the fact that it only comes in 5 different shades, and I want more. I truly want more. This is the most comfortable lipstick I've ever had on my lips. I'm not a huge fan of lipstick generally, or at least before this came out, I went without any lipstick on whatsoever. I might have put a balm on or a lip gloss. I always line my lips to give them a little bit of definition, but lipsticks tended to make my face look a little bit flat or a little bit heavy. This, gorgeous, absolutely beautiful. It is subtle pigmentation, but it is beautiful. This doesn't feel like a heavy lip balm, but it definitely has some balm qualities. So some of the ingredients, we've got loads of butters for moisturization, to soothe, to hydrate, to soften the lips. Those butters are shea, maru and wild mango kernel butters. Then we've got jojoba oil and pomegranate flower extract to plump up the lips and give a plumping effect. You've also got hydrogenated cocoa glycerides and Medafoam seed oil for extra nourishing, especially if you've got really dry, cracked lips, and I do suffer with that because I'm a little bit of a lip biter. Totally my fault, nobody else's, but you know, I just can't help myself. Those ingredients definitely help that, because softening, plumping, smoothing, hydrating, nourishing, everything you want from a lip balm, and this one has a little bit of pigment to it as well, so you get that beautiful sheen on the lip, a little bit of colour, but not too much that it looks blocky. You can still see the lip poking through, but it is opaque enough that it looks lipsticky, if I'm making any sense whatsoever. Like I said, I've got Meet Cute on today. That is my favourite. I absolutely love it, but I will be buying more, and I'm hoping she comes out with more shades because I would really like more to choose from, please. I know I said I was only doing 10 in this video. I lied. I need to mention the Natasha Denona Golden Palette because it's the palette that I've had on my eyes for, gosh, the last, I've no idea how many videos, because I cannot put this down. This is hands down my favourite Natasha Denona palette that she has ever released, and I actually thought I Need a Nude palette was going to fit in that category. This has knocked it well and truly off the top spot. Just love everything about it. The selection of shades in here is beautiful. I use every single one of these. It is now the most used palette within my collection. I absolutely love it. Super wearable. You can create lovely daytime looks with this. You can zhuzh it up and make it more dramatic for an evening look if you want to use it in that way. Nice packaging, the usual Natasha Denona packaging. It's got a nice chunky mirror. It gets fingerprints all over it, which really annoys me because I like clean surfaces, but as soon as you've cleaned it, you know, you pick it up and the problem starts all over again, but it's a small problem to have for such a delicious palette. So they are my 10/11 products that I feel are worth the splurge. These are the products that I would push the boat out for, go that extra mile to ensure that I'm getting pure luxury that is just divine. I really hope you've enjoyed this video. Please don't forget to like and subscribe before you leave. Also, check out the link in the description box for the Zip Halo, and don't forget my offer code GEMMAZIP to get 10% off not only the Zip Halo but also all of the gels that come with it. Hope to see you all in the next video. Bye everyone.